The public transport system in FCT is only people that have money that can always be on this ride, though, because it's not always easy for everybody. You understand? Especially coming from a place like Duse, Kubwa, it's quite expensive. You understand? But I think if the government can do better, because transport and going to work in town, it takes a lot. How much is the salary? If your transportation is so high, how much are we taking as a salary? So I think it's not encouraging at all. Or if there's something else they can do, you know me, I'll be happy. Oluwaseun, God has done it. This is what we've been looking for, a good government. And if they can station all the buses, like in some other countries, like each station has, each place has their station that the buses will come, then they will take the passenger, it will be easy. It will be easier for people to move from one place to another. But if people are transporting from their place to come to here and take the bus, I think it's going to be a little bit kind of hard. But if they can extend the buses to Kubwa, what is it called, Duse, Buari, station by station, then life will be easy. Life will be easy. So I think federal government, Wike, you are doing very good. I like what you're doing. Please bring more buses to all these, suburb towns. We'll really appreciate it.
Well, concerning the public transport system in FCT, it's actually kind of expensive. It's quite expensive because like looking at coming from your house, going to school, maybe to your campus, and realizing that on daily basis you're spending nothing less than 6,000 naira just to get to school that is supposed to better your life. You realize that the cost of even transportation is way higher than obtaining an education in Nigeria, in FCT, which is too bad. And I'll talk about people that, okay, maybe you stay in the outskirts of FCT, let's say like Nyanya, and you are getting a job at Jabi. Probably you're being paid, and considering the minimum wage of Nigeria right now, which is 80,000 naira, let's even leave the minimum wage out of it. Let's say you're being paid a sum of 150,000 naira as your salary. Then when you calculate your transport fare from Nyanya to Jabi, at the end of the day, you're spending nothing less than 65,000 naira on a monthly base. What's left? This is like you working for transporters in this country. So I think the transportation system in FCT right now, it's way expensive and it's still very, very poor. Very poor. A federal government terminal, I think it's actually going to ease the stress of FCT residents. But then, what are they putting in place for the maintenance of these terminals? Because one thing I've come to realize in this country we find ourselves is this: when something is a public something, we realize that the maintenance is actually below minimum, very, very below minimum. So it's actually going to aid transportation. It's going to ease the stress on the burden of transportation in Abuja. But then, what are the measures put in place to like maintain it? Because I would hate a system whereby after operating for like a year or two, it goes down, like it closes down, or it can't function to its capacity anymore due to lack of maintenance. So what I would just suggest is this: it's actually going to go a long way in easing our burden if the maintenance is put in place. Okay, so it's actually a good one. Then also I think they should be located in strategic places. Not a situation whereby if I want to make use of the terminal, I'll have to travel a miles away for me to access the terminal. So I think they should make it in such a way that everybody can have access to it. Okay? Everybody can have access to it. Then another thing I think they should also put in place is this: for ministries that have their own transportation, they should look for a way for these persons, for these employees, not to come and struggle with this transport with people that don't have an official means of transportation. Because you will see somebody that is supposed to wake up maybe by 6 o'clock, go to your junction and wait for your own ministry bus by 7 a.m. You decide to be too lazy around because you know, oh, there is a federal transportation that will carry you, thereby minimizing the people that this transport system is actually supposed to help.
They're a little bit more expensive than it should be, because from my side now to National Hospital cost like 4,000 something, 4,008, and all those things used to discourage people on public transport. Even now, boats, using boats now, coming here is 6,000 something. So that's what I think on the public transport. It's very expensive. As long as it's cheaper and as long as it has every junction, like where I stay, we have a junction. So if the buses are going to be there it's not a problem. I think the expenses will reduce. It will be cheaper, but it will waste time on the road. Like for office workers that go around 7 o'clock, it may waste time. Like you'll be getting, instead of using public transport to get to your work around 8 something, you'll be going there around like 10. So I think that's the downfall about that public bus. So that's my opinion.
Well, it's a very good idea. But when things come new like this, it will affect most of people. But there are ways government can still do it, or transport care, they can still do it. One, if I may advise, they will face task force, but not to be fighting in all the corners that public motor usually drop people before. Enlighten drivers. Now there is a park. Go to park from this so days to this so days. Then you will see that there will be improved. Instead of fighting people, dragging steering with people up and down. If such is doing, you will see that that will work. Definitely, it will be a lot of help to people and reduce the the transport fare.